Guys, if you see a little bottle that looks like this, that kind of looks like 5-hour energy, but isn't 5-hour energy, please just take it from me, and whatever you do, do not buy it, do not consume it. Like, let this be your warning, because I have been consuming this stuff pretty much every day, and I only just now found out what it really is. For background, I've been going on runs pretty much every day, and right before my runs, I've been stopping at the gas station to get a little pick-me-up, a little energy drink to help me on my run. But the thing is, I don't like 5-hour energy. Like, I don't like the taste of it. So when I saw this little drink, I was like, oh great, like an alternative to 5-hour energy. So I picked it up. I tried it. I liked the taste of it. It energized me on my run, and it overall just made me feel really good. So every day when I went running, I would pick it up from the gas station thinking nothing of it. But then fast forward to today, I go running with my friend. And right before we start running, I pull my little drink out. And my friend, he's just like, oh, what is that? And I'm just like, oh, it's my little running energy drink. And my friend goes like, oh, can I see it? So I hand the bottle over to him, and he looks down at it for a couple seconds, and then he looks back up at me and he says, Mark, do you know what this is? And I'm just like, oh, it's just my energy drink. And my friend goes, no, Mark, you're drinking a synthetic opioid. And I'm like, a synthetic opioid, like the bad stuff? And he's just like, yes, Mark, the bad stuff. So after that, I did my own research, and I found out that this stuff is completely legal, hence the reason why I was able to just purchase it at a gas station. And its nickname is gas station crack. And to think this whole time I thought I was getting runner's high. Guys, I woke up to mystery sounds coming from my cabinet, and I'm kind of scared because whatever's in there sounds kind of ferocious. And I have yet to actually see what's in there, what creature is residing in my cabinets, just because the sounds, man, the sounds aren't great. But alas, I am going to have to see what's in there because it's my kitchen, my cabinet. It's like I'm going to have to access it eventually. So let's open it up together. But first, can you guys hear that? Okay, it's time. I gotta open it. I got my Nerf gun. Okay. Oh no. Is that poop? What? Did you see that in the back? Hello? Wait, maybe if I... Hello? Wait, do you see that? I am so scared, guys. I'm literally holding it shut. I think it's an opossum. I don't know what to do. I don't want to hurt it. I don't know what to do. I saw it run from under my cabinets to under my couch. So, here we go. I got it. Where are you? Shit. Where is he? Is he still there? Oh. Cheese. Hello. Oh. I think I lost him. Wait. Bruh. Come here. Come here. He's scared. Bruh. Oh shit. Wait, fuck. Come here. Come here. Come here. No. Come here. No! Get it. Oh, I got him. I got him. He's in the box. You can hear him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bruh. Oh no. I get out. Oh, I put a weight on this. Alright. I wanted me to keep him as a pet, so I'm gonna put him in this box and raise him as my son. This needs to go in there. Alright. Go in. Ah! He pooped. Gotta clean up his poop now. Alright, I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna put this here. Now, turn it this way. Should be under there. Yo! My new son. That's my son. What do I name him? You want cheese? Put some cheese in there. don't think he wants cheese. I think one of the most jarring things that you can experience is reuniting with a friend that just took an extended trip abroad. Like, it could be backpacking or it could be a study abroad, but when they come back, they are a completely different person. And I would know because I reunited with one of my friends that took a trip abroad, and it was shocking to say the least. Now, for context, a couple of months ago, my friend came back from her 3-month-long study abroad trip to Spain. When she came back, I texted her, hey, want to hang out? Because I hadn't seen her in those 3 months. And she said, no, I thought we were just going to hang out at my house or her house. But no, she insisted on going to this Spanish tapas restaurant. And I was like, whatever. So I went to this restaurant. So I get there first and they seat me at a table and I'm waiting like a minute or two. And then I see my friend walking towards the table. And there's something a little different about her. For background, this girl has always been this sporty field hockey girl. She'd always have that stretchy headband on and some team name on her shirt. So when I see this girl pull up with a headscarf on, this nomadic ass shawl, the forbidden paisley pants, and no shoes, my jaw is on the floor. But she just walks up to the table with her bare dogs and sits down like nothing changed. Nothing was different. And she goes, hola, long time no see. And I was just like, hola. But in my head, I was like, who are you? And what did you do with my friend? We get to talking and I start to slowly realize that she's got a little bit of an accent and she's speaking in broken English like she forgot her mother tongue in those 3 months she was in Spain. She kept on going like, how you say this or how you say that, as if she didn't grow up here. Anyways, eventually the waiter comes by to get her orders and she orders her food in her new accent. And then the waiter takes my order and I'm just like, oh, I'll have the paella. And my friend goes, no, it's pronounced paella. But the funniest part was the waiter went on to be like, no, don't worry, I understood it. Fast forward, at some point I asked her like how the overall experience was being abroad, and I will never forget the way she responded. She was like talking with her hands and she was just like, I learned the world is so big, yet so small. But finally we get done our dinner and we go our separate ways, and 2 weeks later I see this girl again, but she is completely back to normal. She was back in her athleisure, her dogs weren't out anymore, but she was still wearing those forbidden paisley pants. Anyways, I confront her about this personality change. And she was just like, yeah, I don't know. It was a phase, I think. And I'm thinking like, a phase? That's like a split personality. And the craziest part is this is not my first experience of someone going abroad and then coming back acting brand new. Like, I have experienced this before in different fonts and some of them are a little problematic. I'm curious, do you guys have friends like this? Like what are the craziest changes you have witnessed in your friends after they went abroad? Have you ever tried a dog treat? Like, have you ever let your morbid curiosity win and just eaten a treat meant for a dog? Because I did, and it did not go well. About a month ago, I was stopping by my friend's apartment because we had an event to go to that night, and we wanted to go there together, and she just happens to have a little dog that lives at her apartment. Now, you see, I arrived at her apartment a little early, so when I told her this, she was just like, well, I'm still getting ready, but I'll just buzz you up, and you can come in on your own volition. So that's what I did. I just went to her apartment on my own, and I was greeted by her little dog while she was still getting ready in the bathroom. Right when I enter the apartment, this adorable tiny dog starts trying to guide me to the kitchen, like it's going back and forth between me and the kitchen and looking back at me, and it's cute, so I follow. In this one part of the kitchen, the dog just stops and looks up at the counter where this big glass jar labeled dog treats was sitting, and I was like, oh, that's why you brought me here. But I go ahead and open up the jar and take out what looks to be a jerky treat, and I give it to this dog because I have a soft spot for cute things. So I'm watching this dog eat this treat, and it is tearing it up. It is in pure euphoria. Like, I've never seen a dog happier in my life. So I'm wondering, like, what is in this treat? Because it looks like jerky, but it's shaped like a nugget. And that was the moment my morbid curiosity got the best of me, because I was like, I wonder what they taste like. Like, it couldn't be that bad if the dog liked it that much. Update. It could be that bad. So my freak goes on to take a treat out and take a bite into it. And when I tell you it was so bad, it was like a dirty toenail meatball. I legitimately almost yacked right then and there. But the worst part, in my opinion, was when my friend eventually got done getting ready. I tried to casually ask her, like, what these treats were. And what she told me almost made me yak again. She goes on to tell me that they're called horse chestnuts, and she got them from the stable because she's like an equestrian. She rides horses. And in the moment, I did not know what that was. And looking back, I'm happy I did not know what that was, because later I looked up what a horse chestnut was. And oh my God, guys, I ate that. I used to not know what a hear me out cake was. Like, I heard of it before, I just didn't know the concept. That's until one of my friends put me on one of these hear me out cakes, and it was devastating, to say the least. A couple of weeks ago, my friend texted our group chat inviting us all over to her place for a movie night, and she was just like, also, by the way, I'm gonna be making a hear me out cake, so make sure to save some room. And when I saw that, I legitimately just thought she was telling us that we were gonna eat some cake at this movie night. But boy, was I wrong. So fast forward a couple days, the group chat heads over to my friend's place for this movie night, and we were planning on watching 2 movies. So we watched the first movie, and as soon as it ends, my friend that was hosting was just like, all right, it's hear me out cake time. And everybody was like, woo, yay. And I was wooing and yaying with them because I was excited to eat some cake. But knowing what I know now, I shouldn't have been wooing or yaying. Nonetheless, my friend pulls out this cake from the fridge, and I get up to go get a slice because I wanted some cake. But before I could do anything, my friend puts a little toothpick in the cake with a picture of Gibby from iCarly attached to it. And I was just so confused. I was like, why is Gibby here? And in the midst of my confusion, my friend goes, hear me out. When I was a kid, I thought Gibby was gonna be my husband. She went on to be like, he was just so confident, and I liked the way he danced. And in that moment, I realized that this hear me out cake was a confessional cake. I then proceed to see my friend put the Kool-Aid Man on this cake, which I kind of understand. Like he's so cool. Jimmy Neutron from The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Mr. Electric from Spy Kids, and Megamind. And I wish I could say that was it. That was all she put on this cake. But no, this woman, my friend, goes on to put a picture of me on this cake. But it wasn't just any picture of me. It was this cringy picture of me flexing. It was me going like this. For a second, I was thinking, like, how the hell did she get this photo? And then I realized that my dumbass sent it in our Instagram group chat as a joke. So there my cringe-ass picture was, next to Gibby from iCarly and Mr. Electric from Spy Kids. To make matters worse, her hear me out was devastating. She was like, that Mark, he's just a silly little guy. I'm not little. I'm an adult. Anyways, I ate the cake afterwards, and it was pretty good, but it still didn't help with the fact that I was placed on the same playing field as Jimmy Neutron. I know some of you may think that the pink Himalayan salt lamp is just a lamp. It's just a cute little decoration to light up a room. But I am here to tell you that for a lot of people, this pink Himalayan salt lamp is not just a lamp. It is the ultimate test of self-control, and I would know because I saw someone lose control over this lamp. For context, this past weekend, I went to my friend's apartment for a pregame before a night out, and he just happens to have one of these pink Himalayan salt lamps just sitting on a table in his living room. Now, you see, this was a small pregame. It was just me, my friend that lives at the apartment, and then another mutual friend of ours, because we were meeting up with more people later into the night. But I got to the pregame first, so when I got there, I just sat down in the living room where the salt lamp was. Moments later, my other friend arrives at the apartment, and he comes in, and he says hi to both of us, and then almost immediately afterwards, he compliments my friend's salt lamp. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. Now, I kind of just forget about it, and we start having fun, being silly, pre-gaming, and around 20 minutes go by when my friend that lives at the apartment is just like, I'm gonna take a shower because I'm feeling stinky. So he goes off and takes a shower. So it's just me and the other friend left in the living room. Now, as soon as my friend leaves for the shower, my other friend, in the most ominous way, looks over to the salt lamp, and then he looks back at me, and he's just like, ever wonder what they taste like? And I'm confused. I'm just like, the salt lamp? And my friend's just like, yeah, the salt lamp. And then I answer him, I'm like, it probably tastes like salt. And then my friend goes on to be like, well, ever wanted to test it out? And I was like, no, I never wanted to lick a lamp. And then suddenly my friend switches up. He's just like, ha ha ha, I'm just playing. You're good. You didn't fall for it. And I'm just thinking like, okay, you freak. That wasn't even funny. So like 5 minutes go by and the conversation goes back to normal, but I leave the living room to go to the kitchen to grab another drink. Now everything's normal in the kitchen. I take my time to fix myself a drink, but then I turn around to go back to the living room and I see this dude, my friend, on the salt lamp. He is licking the side of this salt lamp in such a rapid, repetitive way. It mimics a puppy lapping up water. The image is carved into my memory. But as soon as he saw that I saw, he stopped immediately and just gave me the widest eyes like a wild animal. And then he went on to get just so red in the face and he was like, please don't tell anyone. And I was just like, do you know who I am? If anything, this calls for some shame. Yeah, I'm never getting one of those salt lamps. I just wouldn't be able to trust anyone alone with it. Why did no one warn me that every single time I went to see a movie in a movie theater, I was being watched in 4K? Because if I knew this earlier, I probably would have made some different decisions in the thing. Now, you see, I found this out because one of my friends just happens to work at a popular theater chain. And this past weekend, he was just like, yo, Mark, I can get you free tickets into the How to Train Your Dragon movie. Do you want to go? And I was like, yes, I want to go. So fast forward a couple days, I get to the theater, but I get there a little early. And my friend's there because he's working, and he spots me. And he's just like, yo, Mark, do you want to go see the back where I work before your movie? And I was like, yes, of course I want to see the back. So my dear friend takes me to the back. And the first room he takes me to is the security room, where all the security cameras are broadcasted to. Now, in this room, there was a bunch of screens, and on the screens was live footage of each theater auditorium, and the quality was good. And when I say good, my friend zoomed in on the footage, and I could see pimples. And when I saw that, I kind of started freaking out on the inside, because I thought back to all of the times I may or may not have done some things in a theater that I shouldn't have. But nonetheless, as I'm internally freaking out, my friend points to the security footage of the theater I was about to go into to watch How to Train Your Dragon. He was just like, oh, haha, I'll be able to see you while you're watching your movie. And I was just like, haha. But my friend does not stop there. He goes, let's find your seat. So we go searching for my seat in this theater. It's important to keep in mind that as we are searching for my seat, the movie is finishing up. So there's still people in the theater. There's still people in the seats. And out of all those people, as we were searching, we came across this couple that had a suspiciously placed blanket over their laps. And me and my friend quickly come to realize that this blanket was there for good reason. This couple was up to no good. In other words, a dragon was being trained. Yeah, after that, we left that room, and he showed me the rest of the place. But oh my god, I was legitimately shaken, because that could have been me. That being said, when it was my turn to be in that theater, let it be known I was on my best behavior. I was locked in. But am I alone in this? Does this freak anybody else out? Because I thought I was safe in the darkness.